Hey guys, so I was chatting to one of my mates and I said to him it was totally possible to solo tame a Giga, even a high level one, if you do it right. And his response was, I will believe it when I see it. So there's only one way you can react to that, and that is, hold my beer, I got this. So, what I've started to build here is the pen that I'm going to use to tame the Giga in. So as you can see, what I've got is a lot of very high pillars there. These are the S plus structures. Now I would say that they are one of the best things to use, to be honest. I do love the S plus because you get things like these are 5 high pillars and a Giga can't walk over a 4 high wall. So I've built this on a relatively flat area, so it shouldn't be able to glitch out of that. But it also means you can pick them up afterwards and things snap quite easily. So what I've got here is, as you can see, started to build pillars. They're 8 wide, and I'm going to build, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 7 long, I think there. And I was going to put a behemoth gate on the top of it. Now, what I've built over here is a little kind of bunker, and one other cool thing about the S Plus, they automatically open. And just inside here is I've got a bed, I've got a storage chest, and as you can see, I've got like lots of guns, lots of tranqs, lots of narcotics. A level 150 Giga will be, I think it's like about 1,270 narcotics to tame, and it would be like 450 tranqs. Now I'm not going to find a 150 Giga, so this should do me for everything. I've got a couple of bear traps in here. Now what I've got here is a remote control, and I've got a refrigerator, and obviously I've got a generator there. And that's because I want to be able to put a gate here, run through, press the remote control on that and close the gate. So I'm just going to go and finish this off. So let's see if this will actually snap. Now sometimes you do get some funkiness when it comes to snapping these bits together, but it's not too bad. So I'm just going to put it like that. Now also, like of anything, it doesn't like to snap if it's going too far down. So on that side, it's not a problem. On this side, it's a little bit of a problem. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of eyeballing this one here. So that's really badly eyeballed. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Right, let's pull this back a bit. I think I've just put that in exactly the same bloody place. Oh well. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do now is I should be able to snap that one in. There we go. And snap that one in. There we go. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little test here and just make sure that this Wyvern can't get through any of these. And, I mean, he's obviously not as tall as a Giga, but he should be as wide as one. So yeah, I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to fit through that. That's cool. Right, okay. Sorry about the glitchiness there on the camera. Right, okay. Now this did take quite a lot of metal to set up, I will say that now. I mean, that's kind of the problem with doing it solo, is that you don't have someone to just hold you up. You wouldn't need all this if you weren't doing it solo, but I would say this is kind of the best way to go about it if you're doing it on your own, because what's going to end up happening is the Giga will just move away. Now you could potentially say be on a Griffin, because on a Griffin what you can do is you can fly and control and shoot at the same time, but still you have to keep an eye on so many things. You have to keep the Giga, in your sights. You have to make sure it doesn't get away, make sure that the tranquilizer you're using don't sort of stop working in the time it takes you to catch it up again. So yeah, this is the way I go about it. Now these S plus gates do automatically open, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them to manual, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a pin code on these to 1111. There we go. Now I should be able to reach that from the remote control over here. If not, I might have to move it a bit closer. As you can see, I was panicking a little bit in case the Giga could get me. But let's just double check this. We'll go to deactivate. Did that work? Yes, it did. Cool. Right, now we'll just... You don't want to pick up the wall. Open. There we go. Cool. Right, now we want it opening in that way. The last thing I want to do is I want to put down some bear traps, just so that what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead the Giga in there, and I'm going to leave the Giga in there, and what I'm going to do is hopefully the bear traps will hold it in place long enough for me to go in there and trap it. Now I'm going to put the bear traps about in the middle here. And I'm really glad that I'm not using the normal bear traps, because I have a habit of, well, putting them down and trapping myself because I'm just that damn smooth. Right. So that should get, you know, anything that runs through there should get caught on that bear trap, or any big creature that runs through there. So the last thing I need to do is I'm going to be using mutton to tame this Giga. Mutton, apart from Quetzal kibble, is its favourite food. Unfortunately, it does, like prime sort of meat, it does spoil after a while, and you can only have one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and find an OV, kill that, and harvest it. And we'll see if there's any other Gigas around. I did see a level 20 earlier on, and I would like to tame a much higher level than that. Aha! Right, okay, we found the OVs. Still haven't found a Giga, but okay, let's kill one of these. They're going to scatter now. Oh, might have killed too many there. Oh well. Now, even a 150 Giga only takes like 79 mutton, I think it is. So, I've got more than enough here. Wow. Definitely more than enough mutton here. Holy crap. I don't know much meat on a tiny itty bitty little thing like that. Right, so I'm going to go and throw that mutton in the fridge and then see if I can find a Giga. Righty, finally found a Giga, and actually it's in a really good place. It is level, can't see it because of that. Okay, let's just do this and look down this way. Still can't. Okay, right, there we go. Male Giga 120. Okay, I will take that. That is a really, actually, that's a really fucking nice Giga. Oop, swearing, my bad. Right, so what I'm going to now do is I'm going to take this guy back home, because I don't really want him sitting around. Gigas do hit so hard, and they've got this bleed effect now, so it's, yeah. Ugh. But luckily he is, well, he's over there, and so I'm going to have to lead him up over all of this stuff. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Right, okay, so let's go and grab everything from my inventory and go and put it in that chest over there in case I need it. This area looks fairly safe. There is that Titanosaur over there, but I don't think that should cause much of a problem. Right, there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use bed travel to get back to here. So, keep forgetting about that. Right, okay. So let's get this guy back to the base. Okay, here we go. That should be the base here, because that's where I currently am. Right, fast travel. Now, I'm actually doing this survival, so yeah, this could go very sideways, like in not a good way sideways. Is it actually is it possible to have the phrase go sideways and it to be a good way? You know what, I'm going to put, I don't need that many shots. Right, okay. Right. Where is he? Don't really want to get ninja attacked by a Giga. Yeah, I defecated. That is, I'm kind of pooping myself. Oh, here he is. Right, okay. He's standing still. Let's see if I can get his attention from all the way. That would be nice if I could get him from all the way over here, but I... Oop. Worst shot ever. Another terrible shot. Oh, I got him. Here he comes. Oh, good God. Oh my god, he outruns me. Oh, terrifying. He's still coming after me. Oh, fuck. I thought I was faster than the Giga. This is not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Oh man, I'm so dead. Oh, I'm gonna die so badly. I'm zigzagging and everything. Ah, he got me. Jesus. Okay. That was scary. Also, I probably should have waited a bit before doing that because I can't actually get to the bed now. Smooth. Real freaking smooth there. So, he should be right outside that cage. So we'll take that. We'll take some arrows. There he is. So, let's get a shot on him from here. Or not. Hi, dude. Come on. There he is. Here he comes. Run. Oh, he's not going in the cage. Of course he isn't. Ah, sod's law. There he goes. Right, okay. Got him in the cage. Right, we have a Giga stuck in the cage. So it did take a couple of deaths to get him in there, but as you see, I've not lost anything by doing this, really. So what I'm going to need to do now is I'm going to have to get a load of these. Now let's put all of these on the taskbar. So, guys, while I was shooting the Giga, well, when I started shooting the Giga, I realised that we actually had these recipes at home to make these journeyman crossbows. Now, as you see, these are like 161% damage. So that means that I'm going to get like more than half again that initial topor hit. And then the percentage that I get will be more. So we can sort of multiply it all out a little bit. When you fire, the difference between a tranq arrow and a tranq dart is that, you know, the tranq dart does a lot less initial damage and a lot more percentage of the initial damage as topor over time. So if you're just firing, say, a crossbow, a general crossbow bolt and a primitive rifle on something where you know you're going to hit regularly, you're going to get like 221 out of a basic primitive rifle, but you're only going to get, I think it's like 150 something out of a crossbow bolt. And also, not only that, is that the initial damage from a crossbow bolt will do a lot more on, say, you know, creatures that are they're susceptible to dying, you know, because you're going to shoot so many bolts into them. That's not an issue with Gigas, and you will shoot crossbow bolts so much faster that you'll be able to stack up that sort of excess a lot quicker. Not only that, if I've got 161% on this, well, that difference is, say, 70. Well, half of 150 is 75. So, okay, well, I'm actually going to get pretty much the same out of every arrow that I do out of a crossbow, out of a tranq dart. Now, as you can see, I am really weighted down here. So, yeah. Now, I also grabbed myself some fur armor because it does get quite cold here. So, I'm just going to start firing at this bastard. There we go. Right, so here we go. That's actually very similar to what the long necks were doing as well. I do have more tranq arrows in that chest, but I literally couldn't carry anything else. As you can see, Now, I would say I've seen people saying that you can just put the amount on a Giga, or you can just put it on any creature and just leave it to, you know, just sort of let the torpor come out on it. It just doesn't work with Gigas. Like in my experience, you just need to keep shooting a Giga. It doesn't matter if you've put the right amount of darts or arrows into it. You need to keep shooting it. Because it's just, I don't know whether it's just maybe lag that kicks in or something like that. But quite often, you know, I've calculated out how much I might need to take down a Giga. You know, even a low level one, it might be a couple of 100 darts. So I will go, you know, I'll take maybe an excess of 50 of that. And by the time I've used up that excess of 50, it still won't be dropping. So when this guy starts to run, so he's not actually running there, he's just getting a better angle to try and kill us from. Right, so as you can see here, I'm just putting so many arrows down range as I can, as fast as possible. Now the cool thing about these, I wish it wouldn't do that. Sometimes it glitches out. The cool thing about that is, because of the durability on these, I'm going to be able to fire so many arrows from each one of these. I'm pretty sure the amount of tranq arrows I have here should be enough to take down this Giga, but I don't want at any point its torpor to be dropping once I start the shooting. So even once I've fired all of these 800 and odd arrows at it, I'm still going to keep firing the tranq darts. The other cool thing is, because I'm using quite a nice crossbow, I'm basically shooting a tranq dart at it in about half the time that it normally takes me to shoot a tranq dart. So it should actually mean this is a bit quicker. So when he stops trying to attack stuff... No, that's not him. Is that him stopping attacking stuff? I don't know. Yeah, so this is... I think this is him going into running mode, which would make sense, because I have put 300 arrows onto him, which would be the equivalent of like 300 tranq darts. So he is definitely in running mode there. That's cool. So I'm not even halfway through me tranq arrows yet. So I'm hoping I might actually drop him just with the arrows, which would be cool. There he goes! Dropped him! Woo! Right, I just went and grabbed all my narcotics, and here we go. Oh, his torpor is still raising, because that is cool. Right, okay, so his torpor is still raising up because I've got all of those tranq arrows on him. So we had 81.4 thousand torpor. Jesus. Now, apparently this is going to take about... It will take his torpor 5 minutes to drop. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to let his... I'm going to let his food drop. So I can just sort of just throw a load of food in there to start off and just get an idea on what sort of efficiency I'm going to get on that. I find that quite often when they just do updates and things like that, the wiki doesn't necessarily represent it, and when you go to a calculator it doesn't work so great as well. It's taking about a minute to go down enough for one mutton, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting 3 mutton in at a time. So 1, 2, 3. So they'll last for like 20 minutes inside him. Okay, so I'm just going to grab like a few stacks. I'm going to grab like 20 of them. Actually, no, I'll grab 15 or so. Right, okay, so as you can see, his torpor is dropping so freaking fast. That's not bad. Now, we do have ×4 multiplier on our taming. But that is not bad at all, really, when it comes to the percentage there. Because how many has it got? It's only gone through 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I had 3 in there, 12 went in there, yeah. So 1 chomp was 6.2%. That's not bad at all, is it really? So, guys, as you can see, I got Gary the Giga home. Say hello, Gary. Oh, that's so fucking cool. So I just wanted to say that don't rely on the wiki for information about what actually you need to tame the Gigas. A, you're probably going to be on a server that's got, unless you're playing official, is going to have multipliers on it. And B, they're never right with that, to be perfectly honest. It never seems to be in date, the actual wiki, and they're doing so many changes so quickly at the moment. If you are watching this any time near when I've recorded this, don't rely on those. Make sure you just got loads and loads of resources that you need. The other thing as well is remember that with Gigas, you don't get the stats that you see when you drop it. So, for example, Gary had, I think it was like 8,400 health when I dropped him. But when you actually tame a Giga, it gets this massive health reduction. And I think a lot of it's damage, even though it will say the same numbers, the damage will actually be less. Now, the other thing as well to remember with Gigas is that when you get them up, I mean, the last time I tamed a Giga, it was on Anunnaki, so I don't know if this is something that's to do with that. But it seems to have changed since the last time I did it for Nida, in that when I put points, say, for example, into the health, the stamina, or the weight, you get such a tiny amount of points. It's ridiculous how little you got. He had something like 400 to start off with. I have put, I shit you not, about maybe 10 points into the stamina. And as you can see, it got up to 428. So with a Giga, just be consigned to the fact you're going to be walking everywhere. Although they do walk quite fast. Also, same with the health. You're kind of stuck with the health you started with. I was getting, I think, maybe 7 points every time I put one in. Which is, you know, if you compare that to, say, you know, we got a Therizinosaurus in there that I think he had like maybe 6,000 health when I got him, like 4,000. He's now on 10,000, and our other one, which we tamed at 150, has got 12,000 health. So we're getting ridiculous amounts on those when we level them up. You're not going to get that on a Giga. So I would say what you probably want to put all your stuff into is your melee damage. I mean, to be honest, you are going to ruffle stomp anything you come near anyway. So I would say put it on the melee damage, because you're not going to get any use out of the levels you put in health, stamina, or weight. So, guys, I hope you found the video useful, and I hope it helps you tame Gigas. Remember that what you're seeing on this video, you're going to be looking at like 4 times the amount of time to do it if you're doing it on an official. If you're doing it on a non-official, you might actually end up having more multipliers than we've got on this. We've got 4 times for pretty much everything. Okay, catch you guys soon. Hope you have fun.